Alright everyone, welcome. Doing code again. How unusual. We're going to try to get Entity's framework working today. Currently we have EF5. Could have upgraded to EF6, but instead I'm jumping all the way to EF Core, I think it's 3.1, which is the last version that works with Net Standard, which is our conversion target at the moment. I think Twitch is slightly broken because I have no session time, I have no viewer account, and I have no chat. I wonder if it works for anyone else, but it didn't work in any other channel either. So we'll just do this. We'll see if it jumps on, if it starts working. Otherwise, I don't know. It'll be kind of boring to just be talking and have no idea if anyone else is here, but I'll try it. I'll bring up another stream as well so I can see if they start working. Hold on just 1 second. Let's open mine first. Nope, that seems to be broken. I'm just poking around. Yeah, favorites are broken. Everything is broken. Well, it'll come back, I'm sure. Or there's no one here. Who knows? Anyways, let's jump into EF Core, shall we? And as usual, I haven't done anything before this. I have no idea what I'm doing. But we're just going to create a project and see where we end off or up. All right? Not where we end off, where we end up. Let's get to it. So blank window. We want to go in here and we want to go to data. So we have, as we can see, EF repositories, and temp types. Temp types is going away. That is for certain. That one, nope, be gone. This one, I'm not entirely sure. And this will be here for legacy reasons, plus the admin, once I've moved it out, will be using that. So that will be moved to a legacy folder later on. But first of all, let's create the EF connection. So I guess we'll add a new project. Let's search for Net Standard. Nothing. Okay, class library then. Next, can I pick the version here? C#, Android, Linux. Maybe. I'll see where we end up. C-store data. Why don't I have a folder for this? I should have one, so I'm going to create one. Data. C-store, uppercase S. C-store data, EF core. Let's call it that. Select a folder. It's going to be named same as this. Wonder if that'll create it in a folder underneath. In that case, I'll have to recreate it. Not net 7, I want net standard 2.1. There we go. I'm going to open the folder here and make sure that it's where I want it to be, so we're not one step too far in, and turns out we are. All right. Grab this, jump out 1 step, put that there, delete EF core there, add existing project, not Tictal, that is the wrong thing. Am I not in my folder? I am not. Tictal is something entirely different, which I'll be doing at some point in the future. I'm going to update Twitch again, see if it's up and working. I have no chat. See, here's the stream controller, and I have no chat. Wrong button, right button. Click, 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 click. Nothing happens. Oh well. We'll see what's going on. First of all, I'm going to delete this. And under here, let's see, I need to scaffold everything. So first of all, I'm going to have to open a terminal to here. So I know I need to scaffold it. The question is how. I said that I didn't cheat any, but I did install the tools before. I have no idea how to use them though. Let's go into here, and in here we want to do .NET EF, I think, minus age. I wonder if I can scroll in on this just to make everything bigger. Yes, I can. All right, let's do minus age. DB context, migrations, no color. Why does this not help me any more than that? Is there a... Y'all know what? Let's just go ahead right away and ask the Googles. Actually, since I'm a pleb, I'm using the Bings. EF Core 3.1 scaffold from database. Here we go. Install package. All right, so I need some tools. See, can I run this from here? I'm not entirely sure. That might be trying to install it into... yeah, no. He tried to install it to the wrong place, I think. So we'll jump over here to the manage NuGet packages thing. And what we want is this part. Browse for that. We have tools. 7 though. I don't think those will work. Deprecated. See, this depends on net 6. And I'm not running net 6. Need to go back. I think it's 3.1. Let's jump here. Do we have net standard? If I jump up one step from here, still net standard. It's the entire 3.1 part. 3.110. 3.120. 3.130. You know, I want this newer one so I can get. 5.0 should be also net standard. I was like almost entirely sure. All right, version 6 is net 6, and 5. Net standard. I thought I had to go to 3.1, but apparently I can go to 5. So we'll try this. Worst case, everything explodes. In worst case, that sucks. And, you know, I hope this works. Should, since it says that it's compatible. All right, so that's the tools, right? Now, next we need the SQL Server tools for it, or the connections. Search for that. There. And this is again, you know, net 7 here. So we need to decrease it. But if we go to 5 here as well, 6 should be net 6, and 507 is net standard. Awesome. So install that, and I'll update the manager again. There's still nothing. See, I'm trying to do 3 times at the same time. 3 things at the same time. Sorry. Let's rebuild this, see if the project actually builds with all these things in it. Yes, it does. I'm going to open Twitch again, see if it looks better. I still have nothing out here. And there's no current, no nothing. If I remove the thingy. Yeah, no. Everything is broken. All right. As long as we know. Okay, so that is the tools we require. What's it say after that? Scaffold DB. All right, let's try the command. Scaffold DB. Is that it? No. DB context. No. .NET EF scaffold DB context. Build started, so it did something. Target's framework net standard. There's no runtime associated with this framework, and projects targeting yada yada. Okay, so I need to either target net core or framework. Can't do it on net standard. Let's look at this link. So apparently I can't do it right away. But I'm guessing I could scaffold it in a framework project and then move everything over. Because I mean, it's just source files, right? Update tools, using tools. Yeah, let's try that instead. Let's jump out a step and one more. Let's go into, well, I guess EF. EF is a framework project. Let's try a .NET build. Not sure if that works. Oh yeah, that exploded. All right. But I mean, this is probably because .NET Build is trying to run it as temp types. Misbuild 7.4. I wonder if this is trying to build it as a standard project or a core project. Let's try this. .NET EF scaffold DB context. And there's a circular dependency in the target dependency graph involving target. All right, so that won't work. I don't know. Let's try temp types. .NET build first. See if this works. That worked. All right. Let's try EF scaffolding in. Build started. Scaffold DB context. It did something. Didn't do that though. .NET EF DB context. What's in there? That's a thing. Let's do a -H. Okay, so what do we need? We need a provider and we need a connection string. And after that, I think I can just change it. So let's start with arguments, connection, and then provider. So is it just connection provider like that? Okay, so it needs to reference EF framework core.design. All right, so I need to move those references over to the temp types, which is fine, I guess. Packages, can you just copy that? I wonder. Or drag? Nope. Manage NuGet. Let's attach this so I can see what I'm doing. I'll update the chat again. Nothing. All right. Framework core tools. Browse. There, and I want version 5.0.17. There we go. Install that. I think that included design, didn't it? Yes. Yes, it did. And then I want SQL Server. There. Of the same version, which would be version 5.0.17. Install. I accept your terms. Wait. That only supports net standard. And I think that was the thing. If I go back to 3, will that support framework? It does, in fact, not. Okay, so I'll need to keep going backwards then, I guess. Let's check 300. 300. Also net standard. But doesn't... I thought framework supported net standard 2.1. .NET framework net standard 2.1. It should, shouldn't it? Announcing here. Even the last version. Okay, can I use net standard 2 though? Hold on one little second. There, I had to sneeze. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we can find net standard 2 then. What is 200? Here we go. Here's the net standard 2, which I guess means I can increase it to 2.26. Also net standard 2, if I go up 1, we're at 2.1. All right, so let's install this, and then we need to downgrade the other one. If I open packages, no, it didn't even install. All right, that's actually good, I think. Tools, I'm going to do the same thing here. Go in here, go to 2 as high as I can get it to, 2.26. That's net standard 2. 3.0 is also net standard 2. See, this is what I thought about the entire thing. And this is weird, because this supports net standard version 2. But if I jump over to installed, I'll remove this filter. Try to update this to version 3 anything. So that requires 2.1. But I guess we'll use the tools and the same version, because I don't want to, use different versions of things when I want to get them to work together. That made sense in my head. All right, so we're at 2.0, and that requires design above or equal to 2.6. Install that. Perfect. Okay, let's try this again. Microsoft and framework core.design. Okay, so we need this as well. I thought that was implicit from this. Yeah, it is. Sorry, wrong project. Aren't we in this? The heck? Okay, so I added these, but I do not have design. But what if I just do this? And design. I was going to remove that line because I do not need it. Let's try building it. Okay, so everything seems to be building. Well, that's going. I'm going to update the create dashboard. Does the chat work? The chat does not work. Yeah, so that's a bit special. Let's try the tool again. Unable to find provider assembly with name provided. Awesome. All right. So now we need a connection string and a provider. So I'll start with the provider, which should just be stealing this. Like so. No. Like so. All right, and then we need a connection string. Let's try this one. I'm just going to copy everything. There, so we have that. Now we need to look at the database name. And I am, in fact, going to move this over to my other screen. I don't have the password set to something special for the database, so that's fine. But I might have something else I don't want to show. So what do we need? We need a data source, which would be my local server. Initial catalog would be CStore dev. Which is my development database. And then we have integrated security should be false. Let's see, what's the name of this here? User ID equals CStore and password equals CStore. All right, let's try this. Worst case, it explodes in my face. In which case, we know what. Okay, so it added something. It did a thing. It added a whole bunch of files to here, which I like. Let's see, package tracking. This looks about right. Where do I have the DB context though? Is there no DB context in here? I can't see a DB context anywhere. Administrator, campaign. Here we go. There it is. And we have an on-model creating. That's also great. And if it's not configured, use the local. That's awesome. Yeah, this actually looks about right. So first of all, I'm going to steal this and I'm going to put it in here. And then I need to downgrade these. Manage. Got to send 226 something. 226. I'm going to go to installed actually. Remove the filter. And then we'll do it. It'd be a good idea to, use the same version. Update that. And tools as well. 226. And then I'm going to downgrade the entire project in net standard 2.0. Okay. And I accept. All right, so we're down to 226 here. I'm going to jump into the EF core and I'm going to set this to net standard is 2.0 or just 2. There we go. 203 is what we got. So that's perfect. Now we got a whole bunch of stuff. So what do we want now? These types are actually going to be used for everything, everywhere. This is my base model type, even though they're based on the database. So I want those in a separate project, which means, but it shouldn't be in temp type, so I need another data project. Should that be a CStore data? Yeah, I think it should actually. new project, class library. Let's go to data, CStore, data. Let's just call this CStore.data. There, and we'll do net standard 2.0 this time, and go. Let's create a folder, call it types. And then we're going to grab a whole bunch of these, cut those, paste those. Grab a whole bunch of these, cut those, paste those. There we go. Now I'm going to set up a reference from EF Core. Add project reference to CStore data. Question is, will it catch that? It does. Although these are, in the wrong namespace, so it should be as types. This can take a sec. Also, I want to do that. That's 2 files. It's going to take a little while. So, like so. I said this is going to take a while. What was that it tried helping me with? Almost. I want a semicolon as well. I mean, it's really close. It's not quite there. Let's take a look in customer. Yeah, that got some stuff working again. Come on. So yeah. Let's do this. In current project, replace that with just types. Bang. And then I want a semicolon. Actually, do I? No, I can't do that. Let's replace all. 26 occurrences found. Huh? But it works everywhere else. Maybe that's because these are framework projects though. Oh, a Lang version there. Like so, maybe. Let's rebuild it. I think it's complaining about the EF repositories here now. No? No, EF core, sorry. And yes, this. And here we're going to add the language version again. And then we need to add the namespace to here. It's a ton of DB sets though. Let's just read through this real quick like. Package tracking. Foreign keys, zip codes. All right, that's a ton of things. Let's open the database, see if it added a migrations table. I don't think it did. And the question is, what's it going to do then? And that's the wrong server though. Meshify SQL Express. See, I have been on for 37 minutes and I still don't have a chat. I mean, does anyone else? I'm going to switch scenes real quick. Here's my face. TMK. See Twitch for Twitch. Yes, I just got a message from TMK that there is a Twitch problem. Of course there is. And Twitch, I guess. So that's perfect timing for when I come online, isn't it? Forget, yada yada, that's old. Nah, it doesn't have anything on here. For site issues, follow support. Here we go. Let's look at that then. Actually, let's look at the status page. Yeah. So that's it. Well, if you're here, you're here. If you're not, then I'm very sad. But either way, I'm going to keep working. And I know that TMK is here at least. And thank you very much for it. What's this? File tables, external, graph, system table, sysdiagram. All right. So we have no migrations here. And the question is, what happens if I create a migration and where does it end up? So I think I want to be in the EF core library. So let's go into C store data EF. I'm going to make directory migrations. And what is it? .NET EF migrations add first add of migrations. Let's do it in one word. First add, first migration EF core. .NET, no, .NET. There's a circular dependency involving get EF project data. Make sure it's an SDK type. No, it's not. It isn't because it shouldn't be. Do I need older tools? I mean, what do we have here? We do have tools 226. I think I have a very new version of EF installed here. Let's do version. That's 701. So how do I install an older version? .NET EF install old version. And get the tools. And that's a bit there. .NET update. Yeah, there we go. Always use the version of the tools package. All right, so I need 2.6 something. .NET tool install version 2. What is it we're on? 226. Will that work? All right, so that's already installed. Can't I install one side by side? A tool manifest file. All right, so what's that? .NET new, tool manifest. So what's that do then? All right, .NET local tool manifest file is created. Do I have it in here somewhere? Do I? And why am I in data EF? I shouldn't be in data EF, for crap's sake. It's just cd config, yeah. I'm in the wrong project. cd.config rm.net tools cd rm dir config. Should be no config. There isn't. cd data. There we go. Now I'm in the right folder. Let's just try adding a migration right away. See if it was just because I was in the wrong folder. It's building. Nope. Targets framework, net standard. There's no runtime associated with this framework, and projects targeting it cannot be executed directly. So is this going to be a major issue then? Well, I have to set this to net framework for now. And then I can change it later. Maybe, perhaps. Let's try installing the tools. Did it show up in here? It did not. All right, so let's head into the folder then. See what's in here. So we have tools here, but I mean, this says nothing. I'm going to try what I just said. So I'm going to look in here, net SDK. That's not what I'm after, I think. Or is it? Yeah, it is. Net 48. Which feels wrong in so many ways. There, restore them. There we go. Added analyzers. All right, so now we have a old school project. Let's do this. Build started. Build succeeded. There we go. Done. Where did it end up? We got a migrations folder. And we have a first migration EF core. Now the question is, what happens if these tables already exist? That's a question. Drop table, drop table, drop table. I do not want to drop the tables. I can tell you that. Just, yeah. Oh, I have 2 viewers now and a timer, so maybe the chat's working. Is it working? It might be, perhaps. If anyone is here, then, you know, holler, please. I'm trying to figure out if there's a migration table now inside of the database, or if it'll create one, or if it'll reset everything. Category, entity, this is all the settings, right? Yeah. So this is the mapping, but isn't that supposed to be in the context? Yeah, it is. C-store data type supplier. Yeah. I don't know. What is it? .NET EF migrations apply? Hey, Flint, Denmark, you're all back. I'm so happy. Let's see how badly this messes everything up. Nope. Apply, it was not. Help, what do I have? Add bundle, remove script and list. How do I apply a migration? Create an executable to update the database. So that's something. Apply migration. .NET migration script, add new tables, add audit table, script, database update. All right, let's try that. .NET EF database update, please. Hey, Prog, how are ya? I hope you're doing great. All right, so something went back end up because everything already exists. That's nice, I guess. So how do I reset it so it knows that it's created from a scaffold? So I don't think I have any new tables in here, do I? Let's update this, refresh, tables. I have an EF migration history now. So that's something. What's in it? There's nothing. All right. Let's see if we can find anything in our little scaffold test here. All entities and changes made to entities will be lost. Okay. So what's supposed to be inside of here? What's that supposed to look like, and how do I add it? Adding EF migration history after scaffold. How to run migrations after scaffolding. Ooh, no thank you. You should also delete all references to existing tables in the down method. Yes, please. Okay, I need to delete everything in the up method. All right, so then it'll add it. Now I got it. I've got it. So let's just empty out this migration then. So scroll up. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to minify that. I'm going to delete this whole thing. And that's just going to be a no-op. Because first migration. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Copy that. Delete that. And no-op because first migration. Yeah, Alu, the problem I was having is I scaffolded a existing database with all of these tables here. So I created the context for everything into here. But, it didn't have a migration table, you know. So when I tried to run it, it tried to create my tables, which is not what I want to do. So now we're going to run it again. It's going to do nothing. So let's apply the migration. Now I'm going to check out this again. Ah, awesome. So now we have our migration. So I can keep working with that. Now though, I want to rename this because it's not supposed to be called context. Let's call it DB context. Because this is only going to be, should DB, base context is good. There will be a reason for that. Because this is like the basic table for the platform. And then we can add extra contexts, whatever, more context instances if one do customizations. So this is going to explode everywhere. Jump up here, base context, circular, base type dependency. Oh, it's because I renamed it DB context. There we go. Like so. Right, so we built, we have no errors. I'd say that's a huge success. Wouldn't you? So now we have a bunch of types in CStore data. That's good. Then we have migrations in EF core and we have base context. In here, we want repositories. And in here, we also want repositories. In here, I'm going to create an interface for iBase repository. This can be a public one. Okay, so what do we need in a repository? First of all, we need to specify the data type. So that would be not data type, not entity type, because this might not be an entity either. object type. And what do we want here? We want a object type get string ID. Want a list object type. Question is how we're going to search. But let's do this. It's a param string IDs. I think that's wrong. I'm not 100% certain it's wrong. Must be, oh right, it's here. I can't see sharp anymore. Awesome. Then we want a bool save object. Actually, just save. Object type, object. Bang. And we want a bool delete object. And we also want a bool update. And after that, we need a bool commit. Do we want a cancel here? I don't think we do. I think that's good for now. We are also going to create an I unit of work. Public interface, and in here we want, let's see, commit void rollback, and we also want a void start transaction. I'm actually going to add transaction to all of these words, and they're not supposed to be voids, they're supposed to be tasks. Use that, delete those. What do we want to do here? On top of this, add repositories. These should all be task. Good point. Extremely good point, actually. Thank you. There we go. And I don't want it to be default because I don't want to forget it. And async suffix, no. I'm trying to build everything as async, which means, yeah. Now I can't use params though. So I'll need to do a string IDs, like so. If everything is async, then nothing needs to be async, right? Where did I hear about that? Oh yeah, it's from The Incredibles. Why am I doing it this way? First of all, remove that line, and then we do task, like so. All right, looks somewhat good, doesn't it? Let's create an instance of ibase repository, which we will then inherit from. We'll call this a base EF repository. And as you can see, I'm now in the EF core project. Wait, why are you listening to me? Because you're a smart man, mate. You're a very smart man, and I appreciate you. This can just be type. And let's call it base ibase repository of type. Implement that. Into this, we will need a database context. So I want a private read-only base context. Let's just call it context. I want to generate a constructor for that. And to commit, I mean, that's simply a await context.save changes async. There we go. And that returns a what? An int. Return if that is bigger than 0. That means that we saved something, right? Next, we need delete. So in this case, we want to find the db set. So we'll do context db set. No, set, I think. For type. Dot remove. Yeah. And what we want to remove is the object. Can I do anything here? The type must be a reference type. All right, so let's say that non-unit work in here, where object type is class. Isn't that it? Let's generic. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at that in just 1 second, but you are entirely correct, and I'm very happy for you pointing that out to me. Really, not kidding. Generic type constraint. Where object type colon class. So no is. All right, gotcha. And that automatically resolved this, didn't it? Nope, it did not. Where type class. There we go. So this takes a cancellation token, does it? Oh, commit doesn't take cancellation tokens. Let's add that, I guess. Well, oh yeah, in all implementations of it. Yes, awesome. I started thinking about, yeah, but when I call it, I don't need that. But yeah, of course I don't. And again, thank you. You are awesome, my friend. So this can take a cancellation token. Yes, it can. There we go. Remove. Remove does not take a cancellation token, actually. Is there an async? No, because this is a no-op. This still does nothing. So in fact, I don't need a token here. And I don't think I'll need one here either. Return context.set type get. How do I look it up based on its ID? Find, I think. Async. And I just want ID. And I want to await that. And this, I guess, takes a cancellation token. Yes, it does. Although I need a array here and then a cancellation token. And that needs to be an array. So let's do it like that, I think. No? Let's async this. Code Rushed, welcome. Happy to have you here. Awesome as usual. How are you? And I'm sorry for just abandoning you earlier. I was planning to do my stream, you know. Unless you do something from system link async. What do you mean, Nalu? Yeah, I figured I'd need a new there as well. Thank you. Y'all are good peeps. Okay, so now I want to return everything in a list here instead. What is this? It returns a task type. But what if I have more than one here? Let's take a look at the definition there. Return await context.set type find no search. Not that. I want to find multiple ones with these IDs. Hey, Captain. Welcome. I am good, thank you. System link async is a set of extensions that work with iasync enumerable. Those methods are taking advantage of iasync enumerable's internal value task move next an async enumerator. I don't think I have access to a iasync enumerable yet, because this is a net standard project, net standard 2. Actually, it's not. It's a net 4.8 project. And I'm using the latest version of EF Core that's compatible with that. I'm good. How's the middle of Sweden? Sweet to the den. It's cold. It's not terribly cold, but it's a bit cold. Let's see. -4. Oh, it should. Awesome. Very good. But I don't want to complicate this too much because I want to be able to use a different data source here. For example, I'm going to build one like a file repository that's going to be implemented against blob storage on Azure. Still working on the game for SpaceX, or maybe just a game. This is no game. There is no game here. What do we have? Let's ask the internet again. DB context set get list. Unspecified get entities. Can I just do any here? Or where? I could. T.id. Let's see. IDs contain. I wonder if that'll work. All right, so we don't know that T contains something called an ID. Hey, Simon! Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. To list async. That was good. And I'm guessing cancellation token. There's also the possibility of returning an IEnumerable from here, though. Yeah, I'm gonna switch it over to common base type. The problem is how's the migrations going to handle that? I 100% understand what's happening. I 100% understand type, Thindle, voting, whatever. Supply with a generic constraint. Migrations should be fine. Yeah, all right. So let's try that then. Let's create a base type. We are building an EF Core DB context and repositories on top of an existing database. There's also a metric ton of objects already. Let's see if I can find where I put them under types. Let's call this a base type. And that's a public. And that simply contains a string ID. Although, no, wait, the string, no, this needs to be an int for now. And this needs to be a public, of course. Right now, the database uses ints. I'd really like it to be strings. If you have set up in a configuration class model builder apparatus, you mean something like this? I mean, this is the model builder. Problem right now is I need to go through all of these, I think, and add this base type. Yeah, I just generated this, so I haven't really had the time to go through everything. But yeah, I see your point. So I'm going to create like one for administrator, one for this, one for this. So I don't have this in a huge file. It's huge-ish at least. It's 697 rows. Hence the hash sets. What hash sets? You mean in the iCollections? See, I'm confused. I haven't really worked that much in EF Core before, which is kind of horrible to say. Yeah, this can take a hot second. You know, I'm going to keep doing this later when you're not all here looking. So we're going to change the type to be base type, which means I want to use that. Remove text there, and I think I need to go in here as well. Go to definition, base type. I can remove from delete because that did not actually take cancellation token. So I'm going to go through all those files later. You can also add not mapped. Yeah, but it is mapped. Oh, wait, you mean like this here? Not mapped, like so. Ah, awesome. And that's in component data model, so that's also good because I do not want a relation between this project here into EF Core. Previously, now you're gonna love this. Do y'all know what this is? Hey, Dev Haminopi. Dev Haminopi? Nopi? Thank you for the follow. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. How many here have seen this? It's a question of age. EDMX, run! Hey! Oof, reverse engineering monster. No, it's just a visualization. You don't do anything in there. You just, like, if you want to look something up, you have it there. Yetsum, no, it's just a file that exists and you can look at it and it's pretty. And then you never do anything there. You only right click it and update from model. And then you stay away from it. Kaki, it's what I'm working on doing. It's why I'm replacing it with EF Core and everything else. The thing is, I'm still on framework. So I've just now updated all of the outside. If you take a look down here, all of this project is now MVC. Just to try to use it with a team, edmx plus git merges. Yeah. Hey, Duca! So yeah, this was web forms. There is still these two files. One I could remove right off, and the other one, this one, I just deployed the replacement yesterday. So that one needs to stay until everyone who's integrated against it have changed their ways and updated it to the new URL. Other than that, it's MVC. It has no bells and whistles. I still have the admin here, which is full of ASPXs. So this entire folder here is being moved out into its own web forms project. This project is going to be moved, well, converted. I'm going to create a new one and then move everything over to Core. Hey, Paul, I am well. How are you? It's going to be converted to netcore, net 7, 8, probably 12 at tempo I'm doing this. And then once all of that is done, which means all of this also has to be converted to net standard 2.1 and then over to core as well. I'm going to be taking this little folder here with all that stuff and converting that over to Blazor, just like everyone else is these days. Busy but good. What's happening? Little kiddo? She not behaving? It was a she, right? And Duca, I'm not quite ready to ship it, but I am getting there. It's getting better and better, right? This I need to do something on. About. Can I have this straight in my model? Will that work? She's keeping you on your toes. Yeah, I can imagine. But she's not at the age where she's actively trying to kill herself yet, right? Let's see here. Remove returns. Change tracking entity type returns nothing. So this could actually just return a task, I guess. I know that that's a base type. Should I do this as a list instead? String IDs. Or int IDs equals IDs dot select I point dot, sorry, int 32 dot parse. I know it's going to be a number for now. This is horrible. I'm going to redo it. And then I want to do int IDs. There we go. Where, and then we have what? iQueryable does not contain definition and no accessible method. No, because that's the extension, right? Using Microsoft EF Core. Don't I have that already? It's kind of the point here. Shears feeling on that poll got 3 refusing to potty train. That actually doesn't sound like a terrible idea because I never want to change this list. Although I think she could be trying to drown herself in poop. The amount she produces, lol. Yeah, I think kids are like that, right? Read only collection, I think is better than list, right? What happened with my pointer? There we go. And all right. Now we want to do, let's see, context dot set type add async. We want to add object, and we want to add the cancellation token. Go. That also doesn't really need to return anything. Then we have update. This is the fun one. Let's see. Context dot set type. I think it's add to change tracking or something. Track as tracking. No. Change tracker dot tracker off. No. Super glue them to the potty. I think that's called the child abuse, Paul. Try to not do that. Would be my recommendation. Let's see. Adding item to change tracker EF core. What can I do here? Context blocks include, yada yada, save changes. Change tracker detect changes. No. Is attach. No. entries, I think. No? Yeah, the responsible way is to duct tape them. Yeah, I think that's way better. Also might be a bit more mom approved, right? Disconnected entities, here maybe, perhaps. Context, entry, entity, okay, so context.entry type dot nothing on track. Find, insert. Right, but this requires it to have been loaded first, right? Here we don't go, nope. Working with graphs and update. Handling deletes. Let's see, entity base and entry. Crack graph. Update item. Change tracker EF core. Prevent make changes, save changes. That's not what I want to do. Is it attach? Yes, it is. So let's start here. Attach. Add object. And that has nothing like that. Is this also a generic? Still no cancellation token? Nope. And after that, we want to do context entry. No, we do not. Want to state though. Object. And does this take a type? Yes, it does. And underscore. I think that should be good, right? That can also return nothing, and we're not using a cancellation token here. Because attach didn't take one, right? It did not. No, I know we don't need it. It can be inferred, but I want to be, you know, overly, it's called overly obvious. But it can infer it from the type of object. You are entirely correct. Let's change the base repository. So we have update is just a task. Delete was also just a task. And we also have save, that was just a task. Is that it? Async task, and we want to await that. Not awaiting gives us trouble. Task got completed task. If we don't await anything here and just return the task itself, we mess up our what's it called? We're not creating a state machine, so it will be a tiny bit faster, but we're also messing up our stack traces, which I learned from Nick Shaps's. Same here, async. This had no async overload, right? Nope. Turn await task.completed task. And yes, I want to keep them async because what's her face? Because I might not be using just Enter Framework here. I might also be using, as I said before, maybe some Cosmos, maybe some Mongo, maybe some, actually I know I'll be using some, what's it called? Blob storage. I appreciate your search view. Foo. Hoping to hop back into C# in 2023, was thrust into JavaScript last year. That was painful. I can imagine. I mean, I get help here at least, right? What's up here? I think I can just do this actually. Await task log completed task. I think I should be doing the same thing down here, not returning it. There we go. The typeless part of JavaScript is the biggest problem I have with JavaScript. Actually, it's a big part of everything. For me, I really, really enjoy having type systems. Should I actually send in a cancellation token in here? I think I should. Because again, sometimes I might need it. Based on, you know, what kind of party I'm working with, the other side. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to re-add them to this. Here we go. This should compile now, right? No. Does not implement yet with an array. Oh, right, because I made it a list now. Gotcha. I'm always using lists anyway, so. And this should be an I read-only collection. And why is it not finding that? Wasn't that what I used? I read-only collection with an uppercase O. There we go. That'll work better. See? That's why I want type systems. You're entirely correct, Kaki. Awesome. It builds. Ship it. Right? Murky taught me that. That's how it works, right? Right, let's build ourselves a tiny little unit of work. I just did, didn't I? I unit of work, do that. Okay, so this is going to be a fun one. We want the entities, private, read-only, base context, and then we want to include that in the first that. Wait, why is that in temp types? Did I do a mess up? Yes, I did. Should be in just types. I might as well do that as well. And now everything is going to explode. I do not care. Actually, no, it's supposed to be an EF core. For crap's sake. There we go. And yes, it's lowercase. Which means I need to use these again, using. Everything is going to explode. Temp types could not be found. Nope, because it's not there. It's in, for God's sake. No. Base context, it's in EF core. C-store data EF core. You know when you're running around in circles? Hey, Duka, thank you for the sub. You absolutely 100% did not need to do that, but it's always appreciated when people show me some love. Yay, it shipped. Yeah, it'll ship in like 12 years, I think. But it's on its way, right? And let's also remove this thing. Here we go. There should be no temp things left now. Actually, maybe I should remove... No, I don't have a reference to temp types anyway. Alrighty then, let's jump into the EF unit of work again. We want to add this to the constructor. Await. Wait, it just added task. All right. Context dot begin transaction async. Is that it? No. Doesn't the context have a transaction? I think it used to, right? EF core transactions. Google foo. More of it. Ah, database. Thank you, Lion, and welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. This also takes a cancellation token. Do I need to save the response from that, though? Using threading. What does this return? It returns an IDB context transaction. Right, I think we should store that. Private, not read-only IDB context, something, transaction. Transaction. Actually, commit shouldn't be begin. Of course it shouldn't be. It should be in start. We're going to set transaction equals that. And then I'm going to do a equals transaction, or if it's not, if it's null, I'm going to throw new operation, invalid operation exception. And we're going to say transaction already started. Other way around. No, we're going to check if transaction has a value. If it's yes, you are correct. So how would I do this in a one-liner? Because I can't do throw new and then two question marks. I don't want to do it with an if, but I guess I'll have to. There, and we're going to do that. See, I love when friends are here giving me help. What's it complaining about now? This needs to be async. Do a one-liner. That's one way of looking at it. All right, so if we're trying to roll back, do I do that on the transaction object? Yes, I do. That does not take... Does this have an async though? It does in fact not have an async. Let's take a look here again. Nope. Roll back. And here though, I think I can do that. If that's null, I want to throw an invalid operation exception. No transaction started. Or maybe no active transaction. Let's add that thing. Let's also add this. Hey, Willfulness, thank you for following. Always happy to have more friends here. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and same to everyone else. C# in a nutshell. What is this? It's an ebook. Why are you linking an ebook? Because I suck at this? Hi man, good book at C#. Oh, thank you. Not entirely sure what I should be doing with it, but let's see, rollback returns a void. I'll have to do the same thing. If transaction is not null, actually let's do it if it is null. In this case, I could in fact do it the way I want to do it earlier, but mixing them feels bad. What do you think? Why did it remove my rollback? And then want to get rid of transaction. Do I have anything on? I'm just going to check my context. And I also need a semicolon up here. I don't think there is an async. There is no async. I had the same thought. Database, rollback transaction. So yeah, I mean, it actually could track it itself. Yeah, one thing is I'm using EF Core 2.2.6 because that's the last version that works with the level my conversion is at right now. So I can probably update this later and it'll be better. Same thing here, if it's null. Is there a commit async? Hey, please stay with me. I love having you here, my friend. So after we've committed, we should be able to start a new transaction. Yeah. So let's get rid of that. Awesome. We'll remove the public one there. Should I have an interface for this? I've been lurking, but still on the clock. Just thought I'd try contributing a little. Well, I love having you lurking, and I love having you active. You're an awesome human being, a scholar, and a gentleman. Just so you know. I appreciate you. Let's see here. I'm going to, not temp types, just data up there. Iron the work, and I'm going to add boom, boom, and boom. Then I'm going to have to add the repositories here, but that's for in just 1 second or 15. See, do we need to do anything else? I don't think I can call that base repository anymore, though. Because I'm going to have to expose this and register it somewhere else. And it's not really a base repository, is it? It's a... context. Sorry. EF core context. There we go. Then want to rename the file and want to rebuild. I want to deal with all the explosions. Got some issues report for the 2.0 app that I'm working through. All right. Let's just await task.completed task. Is there anything serious or just stuff? And what else do we have? Do we have anything else? Yeah, I don't care about that because this is not sensitive, but yes, I should move it out of there. I guess. Dun, dun, dun. Now here's the question. Should I create an interface for the base and then inject that? Or should I just use the EF core context right away? Does that make sense? Should I have an I EF core context? Or should I use the EF core context directly? Any ideas? There's only one app crash from performing a very specific action. The rest are just minor UI quirks. Well, knowing you, you'll have it fixed and working like a, it's called, like a greased wheel in no time, right? Okay, so we have a base, we have all that. Should we try to implement a repository? What do you think? We have a bunch here, but I don't really want them. Let's go to repositories and new item. We'll add an iProduct repository. And that's going to inherit from iBase repository for product. CStore data repositories, CStore data repositories. Why is it not finding this? Oh, interface, first of all. Am I misspelling something? Or doing something else really dumb? Yes, I was misspelling something. Repository. There we go. What's it complaining about? Okay, product needs to inherit from that. All right, so I didn't get that far. Let's inherit from base type. There we go. Now it shouldn't be complaining anymore. Huh? But I just added one. CStore product types. CStore data types. Let's rebuild everything, see if that works. Maybe, but it also works. Well, it returned the same thing. Here's a question. If I have a property in a base class and have the same property in an inherited class, and then I cast it to the base class. And I never do that actually, because I just use this as a constraint. Right? I think so. Let me try to close this file first, and I'm going to reopen it. Yeah, no problem. It's just IntelliSense going blah. All right, so we'll add a new item and we'll call this EF product repository. iProduct, actually we'll start with the base class. So base EF repository, product, and the product repository. What do I need to do now? I'm like 100% certain I don't need to do anything. Yes, there is. There's something I need to do. Add missing constructors. There we go. And I also want to save this. So wait, I can do it from here, by the way. Create an assigned field. Let's call this underscore. Can't do it. Underscore. You can also map base class stuff in helper to avoid duplicated mapping stuff. Yes, but I'm also going to replace the ID with strings because it's currently something of a blocking thing. I haven't thought this far ahead. You can also map base class stuff in the helper to avoid duplicated mapping stuff. No. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so we have this. I don't think I really need anything terribly advanced here. Let's jump on over to my defaults. We have all my facades here. I'm going to add a project reference to data. Just making sure it builds. If you map, for example, ID for all tables, you can move it to a separate map method, less code. Ah, okay. Yeah. Gotcha. And true. I haven't even started looking at the mapping yet. Like this stuff, I guess you mean? Yeah, I haven't even started looking at that yet. It's coming. I'm going to get it working first. At least one of the repositories. Get that working, then I'm going to split this out into, 12 million files, and I'm going to see if I can simplify everything. Because do we even have ID anywhere here? Don't think we do. But there was one thing somewhere. Yeah, it's under migrations. So we have the model snapshot, I think, which has all of these. And I guess I could move them out. Yeah, just add a entity type builder and then call that function from here. I think. I may get there. All right. I don't think I need anything special on this, to be honest. For now, I want to go into the facade for products. And I want to add this. And what is it using? I think there might be the possibility of duplicated thingies here. No packages, projects. No. Or are there things like that in the interfaces? Documents, facades. Nope, don't have any repositories in here. The thing is, I know that I had a couple in EF repositories, but those were just, yeah, they didn't use an interface, did they? Yeah, they did. On the data repositories. So that's going to be removed. There's no product repository here, so that's fine for now. I'll deal with those later. I think one or two of them is actually being used right now. Let's head over here. Let's add this to the constructor. Get product equals, oh, this can be fun. Let's do that. So all of a sudden we're using an entirely different object, and I have no idea if that's going to work. Let's try this, all right? One failed. Yeah, I couldn't find the iProduct repository. Figured as much. So we want to do using CStore data repositories. There we go. And it's no longer using entities, so I can remove that, which is something that I want to do. There we go. And unless I'm entirely mistaken, once we get this to compile, No overload for get takes. All right. Yes, I need a cancellation token. And we need a cancellation token. Once I get this to compile, sorry, keep going back and forth. I should be able to hit up the, for crap's sake, should be able to load the products. I think this takes a string, right? Yeah. So let's just pass its ID then. Let's see here. I want to check the base repository first. Get find async. I am not sure if this is going to work, because I think this might need to be cast to an int. But we'll see in 1 second. Because I think that I'll remove that line. All right, so now we need to update the iProduct facade. Go to definition, add the cancellation token here. Build this, and that's going to generate an error in the controller. Which I'm just going to do a cancellation token. See, I'm trying to keep this data here to an absolute minimum, and then put all the logic in facades behind it. And that's my idea, at least. All right, so I have a whole bunch of stuff. Now what do I need to do? I need to register the database, the DB context, and I need to register the repository, and I will register the unit of work as well. Should I always use the unit of work to get my repositories? Thoughts? I mean, like in this case, should I be injecting unit of work into the product facade instead of the product repository? I think maybe I should actually. Unit of work. Grab you. Now I'm going to do underscore unit of work. I'm going to try and keep this, somewhat the same. So we want the unit of work dot product repository, which doesn't exist. So we're jumping up to unit of work, not an EF in data. And product repository. And that's just going to be a get. There, and then we need to go to implementation of this. Public product repository. Add a get to that. We're going to inject this thing. And I'm going to set it. All right, so now we have a crash. We have a bunch of crashes. I thought we were better off than we were. Why do we not have any of the... We have order row. which is kind of weird. Yeah, that's the collection. Oh, it's just category. Or actually, it's product categories, I think. Yeah, and that contains main cat, so that's fine. And yes, I will need to redo a bunch of that. And we have related products, which doesn't exist. What's in here? Oh, right, there's a bunch of helpers here. Main cat, product. This makes things complicated. Hello, science. How are you, Balint? I hope you're doing awesome. All right, so we're selecting the main category here. That's fine. After that, we want to go to the category. Yes, that makes sense in my head. This should have... I mean, I have both ID and category. Category here is a single one. So I'm guessing that's it. And then we have, yeah, category is parent category. That name is not awesome. Again, this will be using repositories. Well, I need to do the same thing here. I do believe that I do. Wait, maybe just that? Yeah. Like so. Product category. I'm not saying that I'm just guessing, but I'm kind of guessing. Product related product. This is all going to change. RP dot related products is of type product. What's the problem here then? Oh, they're nullable. That's not supposed to happen. I need to change that because those two are not supposed to be nullable. Active should be true. And then not. So let's assume that is not hidden. Yeah, So now we're getting into managers. So again, this complicates things. That's for products. Then we have VAT modifier. Let's modify this to be 1.25M. Hey, Kaki, thank you for the sub. What are you thinking? You didn't need to do that, but thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. Okay, so I'm using related product here, but I'm sending it into services and managers. And yes, I'm using both names at once. I really shouldn't. I really want the old type. So I'm going to be a horrible, horrible person. And do something I shouldn't do. First of all, I'm going to go back to 1.25m. Yeah, you can see it down here as well. So I'm going to re-inject entities here. Which kind of feels wrong. But again, it's temporary until I can get this working, because I want to see that the product repository works. Yeah, convert to JavaScript, get rid of compilers, or VB. On arrow, go to next. Entities. Related products. Where are all my errors? Where did you go? I know you're here somewhere. There we go. Wait, product does not contain product categories. There we go. Now we have breadcrumb. Doesn't that have a main? What? Oh, we're jumping straight into the category there. Oh. That's not awesome. What's up with my intelligence? I'm going to do this for now. Var old product equals, and yes, entities dot products single products p product dot id. p.id is equal to no resharper. I'm using CodeRush, which is not going to call it the same thing, but it kind of reminds you of it. So I think that fixed that. Now I'm going to do old products and do related products. Yeah, DevExpress, exactly. And my main reason for that is actually fairly simple. It's because CodeRush are awesome and actually hang around here quite often and raid me. And I also talked a bunch to them in their chat. So they're available at CodeRush. Hold on, I do not have a shoutout command because noob, but you can join them on there. They're also part of the live coders, so the same team as I am. And that is the product manager, I think is his title for CodeRush. Old products. Just bam, bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Really need to change it so product is it lowercase? SKU? Yeah, it is. All right. I really need to change it so that these active are not nullable. There, no more build errors. Yes, build errors. This should be lowercase. This should be old product. Let's keep going with that. Documents, also old. Properties, old. That I should be able to use product, by the way. Let's try it now. It builds, it compiles, ship it. In Mark's famous words. Awesome. Let's register everything and see if anything works now. Let's see here. Implementation specific, no. Web forms, facades, database. And let's see, let's do a kernel, dot bind, ef, what's the name of it? Core context. And yes, this is Ninject, because again, framework. ef core context in request scope. Let's add all the references that we need. It can't find it. Is this properly public? It is. So we want to include ef core or add a reference to it. Manage, let's click references instead. Add reference, ef data, and ef core. I'm going to need both. Head back here and let's see if we can find it using now. There we go. Awesome. Repositories. I think I also need to set it up. No, I have if not configured in the actual repository, so that's fine for now. I'm gonna have to change it so it reads from a config before I can put this live though. Let's start with the unit of work. 2 ef unit was just unit of work. Again in request scope. What did I call this? There's too much stuff going on. Let's see, ef unit of work, and that's an uppercase F all of a sudden, so no, I'm gonna try to be consistent here. Rename file to match type, and that needs to be a public. That was the problem. That's why I couldn't find it. I was like, it is in the same namespace, right? And it was. There. And then we need repositories, which are not that many yet. Kernel bind, I product repository. 2 ef product repository. And again in request scope. Will this work? Did I forget everything? I do believe I did, but we shall see. What do you think, Kaki? You're really well versed in this. Should I always get repositories via a unit of work, even if I'm not going to do any modifications to the data? It didn't completely crash, although it did it now. System component model and annotations, and we are in ef core. So we need to add annotations. I'm just gonna grab this real quick. Notepad. Yes, I have that. There. Close this, which will close the application, and we are in ef core dependencies. I think it's actually a assembly, right? Yeah, maybe. All right, I'll take a maybe and I'll do it. System, component, object model, not data annotation, just annotations. And I don't have those. They are not there, so I'm guessing we need to manage NuGet packages. System.component model.annotations. And let's head over to browse. Here we go. And it wants 4.2, so I'm just going to install 4.2, which doesn't exist. So that's fun. Let's grab the closest one to it. Net framework, net core, net standard. Yeah, looks good. You try to add some tests first and see how it feels to use the system. Yeah, I want to see if the system works at all first. Detected from 4.5 to 4.4.1. All right. Package restore failed. All right, so we have one actually. We just need to add a from 4.2 up to 4.5. Let's head into the web config again, which I'm not going to show you. So actually, for simplicity's sake, I'm going to show you my camera instead. I think my stream preview is broken. Let's refresh my, yeah, there we go. I had to refresh my preview. And sorry for not showing this, but you know, secrets. I'm just adding a assembly redirect. And let's see, let's put that up here, I guess. And the file that I'm after is annotations. Actually, this part of it does not contain any secrets, so I guess I could show you what the heck I'm up to. Here we go. So I want to use this. Old version should be anything, and new version should be 4.5. I think was the one that said that I had. Yep. Save that, rebuild it, and then run it. Yeah, it gave me a pretty good error message, but I mean, it could have been better. Problem is, it said that it wanted 4.2, but when I tried to install the closest one to that, it said it was a package downgrade from 4.5, which was already installed. So, yay, I guess. Let's open a product. Everything explodes. Do I need this? I'm not certain. Yes, I think I do. Since I'm changing the config file, I need to reload everything. Or I could just remove the public key, you know, the property on the redirect, which I'm probably going to have to do. Let's load one again. Nope. Culture neutral 3A. If I remove this. So I'm trying to redirect from up to 6 to 4.5. If anyone is wondering what the heck I'm doing, just config issues. Not the absolute most exciting problem to have, but I mean, it's part of the job, right? No. Let's ask the Googles. This one. Hey, Flux. No GitHub? No GitHub. But I do, in fact, have GitHub Copilot. Let's remove that. Let's remove this part. Run that. And then we want to add EF core. After upgrading, we're having problems. Here we go. This is very close to what I'm doing. Just I'm going to 216 instead of 214. I went from EF5, but yeah, same thing. Binding redirect. Seems difficult for Microsoft to fix. Okay. And 421 to 400. All right, I could try that. I'm just doing what the internet tells me right now. Should upgrade it to 4.5 though. Let's try running it again. Oh, that was what you were looking for. Yeah, maybe I should, get a bot or something. I have Stream Elements right now, but I am working on my own bot as well. Yeah, so that's the same problem. Couldn't find 4.200. Was that in the range though? I think it was. Binding redirect, system component model annotations, culture neutral. Why is this not working? Yeah, it's called Thictal. I used SwitchLib for that little part. I can actually bring up the source in just a second and show you, if you want me to. Okay, I'm going insane at this. Hey, thanks for all the help, Kaki, and I hope you'll be back. And thanks for the good luck. I'm actually going to not look for that anymore. I'm going to show off my little bot project, and then I'm going to leave for the day, I think. Let's open Thictal. All right, so welcome to Overengineering 101. Let's start at the center of it all. We have program. Cancellation token source, read a config. This is just a normal console program, So here, this is going to be the way I'm doing it later, but I'm adding services to this, which inherit from iService, building the provider, and then I'm getting all instances of iService. Doing it this way, gives me the dependency injection. Calling start on all of them, but I'm not awaiting them. I'm awaiting them down here. And then do clear, and then I run stop on all of them. Simple, yes. In shared, we have something called an event aggregator, which I can subscribe and publish to. There are notification types, like this, which is, it just inherits from notification. And if I then go into Twitch service, here, what we have is I'm injecting the event aggregator. And if I go down, I'm just creating a WebSocket client connecting to Twitch with TwitchLib. After that, on start, here we go. I'm connecting to onlog. And onlog, I'm publishing to the event aggregator a raw data notification containing stuff. It's not nearly far along enough. It is very early still. May repair assembly at GACutil. Oh, GACutil. I think it's a redirect error, but I will look at that in 1 second. I promise you. So this publishes stuff. In this case, I have that connected to here. So here I subscribe to the event. And when that is published, this triggers, which just prints it to console right now. The basic idea is this thing here is the only thing that knows what Twitch is. Nothing else cares about Twitch. So this, again, sorry, this will listen for like send message events. And when that happens, it'll call into the Twitch API, TwitchLib, and say, here's my message. Everything else can subscribe to things coming in from Twitch or just a message, and it can publish that as well. The basic idea here is I'm going to start out with Twitch, but in the end, I'm going to add Discord and such to it as well. So like live in the middle there. This is called an overlay right now. Overlay hub. That is going to change. So this is my control surface where I can do, well, whatever. It's my buttons. And I might also create an overlay here in this project. It's just a Blazor application server. Actually, no, it's not server. It's a Blazor application hosted in ASP.NET app, but it's a WASM. So I set up a single R hub and then I just connect to it from right now. It's overlay, which is just the chat example, if that makes sense. All right, so let's take a look at this horrible, horrible thing that willfulness sent. And let's open the framework directory first. So in here, we have 4.0. There we go. Let's grab that. And in here, do we have the annotations? We do, in fact, have the annotations. And let's see, I'm going to click this a couple of times. There we go. Grab that. Grab this. And run gakutil. Wow. Except it's not recognized, so I think I need to go to cd vendor. I'm opening a new one. I think it's in system 32, isn't it? Yeah, I don't have it though. I have v403 whatever is the latest version I have. Yeah. Question is it under here? System data 2.0, system data, no. It's not there. 32. Same stuff. Seems like they cleared out a lot of stuff from the old GAC. What do you mean, like in here? Yeah, it's where I am. That's what I have. Oh. Can't I do that? No. Ah, ls. CD system 32. That was dumb. CD Microsoft. Isn't that it? No, it's one step up. It's not inside of here. CD Microsoft.net. Get list. Framework 64. Yeah, see. Selling those two. Those four, sorry. And same thing here. But I do have, I mean, when I went in here, let's go to framework 64 instead. And let's see, I think, yeah, in here, I did have an annotations file. Properties, details, file version 4.8. So is that the version I should be using? You think? This? I am very confused here. Let's try see if we can find the GAC-util. No, because I think it's in system 32, right? No? Where the heck is my GAC-util? I haven't used it in literally 10 years. Where can I find it though? No. No. Where is GAC-util? Windows 11. Yeah, it's the page I was just at. Oh, if I do the VS, do I have that here? Yes, I do. There we go. Here's a control click. Yes. And let's try that again. Assembly successfully added to the cache. All right, let's close Thickdol. And let's try this again. Nope. No go. I'm going to find someone to raid. I've been on for 2.5 hours. It's around my normal stream time. I'm hoping to be back a little bit sooner than usual. I'm hoping to do a stream tomorrow, actually. It's not quite the most common thing for me to do. Hey, Duka! How are you, my friend? Head on over to Twitch. So you can find anyone fun here. We have VMware doing Spring. I know who. We're gonna visit someone very, very nice. He's building a game. That looks freakishly awesome. It's no one else than Irish John Games. He's building Rise of Piracy, which is shaping up to be a freaking awesome thing. I'm hoping it'll be out soon as well. So let's see here. Let me mute my music. Thank you very, very, very much for sticking with me during all my running around in circles. I'm going to try to have the binding redirect issue fixed by next stream. So I'm going to keep doing it, but I'm feeling like an idiot here doing it with all of you watching. And I'll also be adding the base type to all of the types. I won't be doing anything else, and I'll be back tomorrow trying to add more repositories and fixing up some of the entity types. So thank you very much and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye.